Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. This is TokuFan22, and it has been a while since my last video. I apologize for anybody who has been waiting for me to post anything else. The reason being is because I've been very busy as usual with work and school. And on top of that, I've also been under the weather for the past couple of days. So if you can hear it in my voice, that's the reason why I might sound a bit weird. Anyway, I'm bringing to you thoughts on a game that recently came out, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Eyes of Heaven. That's what you're looking at right now. I did a couple of battles, mainly through the story, and I have been enjoying the game. I really have, but I have some pretty deep problems with it. And by deep, I mean mainly just one problem that's been kind of irking me ever since the demo. That being, well, actually I'm going to get to that later. I'm going to at least tell you about the game. First off, I'm a huge fan of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series. I've been a fan of the series at least since 2004, maybe earlier. Because when I first was introduced to it, I had first heard of the game, but I never had a chance to play it. It was the one that was created by Capcom, the fighting game. And it was later on that I found out that the only chapter that we got for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was the Stardust Crusaders, as far as what was translated and brought to the United States. And in any case, the point is that I became a huge fan as soon as I was able to even pick up a book. I happened to come across a copy while I was in Japan, and when I found out that they had brought the manga to the United States, translated in English, I started reading them ever since. And while I haven't had a chance to really read up on all of the other series, the anime has helped me to catch up. In any case, I've played the games, I've read most of the mangas, especially the ones that most folks probably hadn't even heard of yet that have not seen the series. But long story short, I love this series, and I'm really enjoying the games as well. I enjoyed All-Star Battle because it also gave me the opportunity to play as some of the characters that I might not have had a chance to even read about yet. Characters like, as you can see me playing as Josuke right here from Diamond is Unbreakable. Or another favorite of mine, which would be Jolene Kujo from Stone Ocean, which, for those of you that don't know about that chapter, if the anime series keeps going the way that it's going, you'll see it soon enough. I know I'm looking forward to it, just like the rest of them. In any case, another thing that I want to talk about is the gameplay. The gameplay is actually similar to, for those of you who have played it, J-Star's Victory Versus. Which makes a lot of sense because, of course, this was created by Bandai Namco, as well as it being another series of the Shonen Jump comics, just like with Toriko, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, of course, and I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Might be in there too. I can't remember, but there's a bunch of them. Oh yeah, of course, Assassination Classroom. And that's just to name a few. Anyway, the gameplay style does play like J-Star's Victory Versus. It gives you're able to pretty much roam around the field. You can actually pick up items that will help you to either like enhance your attack power, boost whatever meter you need for what's known as dual heat attacks or dual combo mode. That's basically where you speed up more, and if you get the right amount of combos in, you can do sort of a dramatic combo technique. Which actually no, this is actually a dual heat attack right here. What you're looking at. The game focuses on tag team battles, basically. Well, not tag team, but just team battles, 2-on-2 battles. And it's great watching the characters interact with each other. The best part about the game that I like is how the characters are from all different chapters and even different universes of the JoJo series, and how they interact with each other, and how you can actually build up those relationships to where they'll have like different dialogue and different intros and outros as far as when they're fighting together, or even when they're facing off against each other. It's just it's a real treat to see them actually interact with each other, knowing that in the original series it wasn't going to happen because they were just so far apart, or they just never met at all. Like, say for instance, it's a real trip seeing Jonathan Joestar actually interact with his descendants, you know? I mean, that's something that you never thought would ever actually happen. Which also brings me to the story itself, as far as why all of this is happening. Worlds are literally colliding because everyone from different chapters are pretty much meeting up with each other, trying to stop what they refer to as anomalies, as far as why these things are happening, why there are rifts all over their generations, and especially trying to stop this being known as the Noble One. But honestly, it's really not that hard to tell exactly who the Noble One is. I mean, they practically tell you from the very beginning. But the story itself is original for the game, and it's a good, I don't want to say excuse, but it's a good reason to pretty much bring everybody together so that they can at least see each other. And I think that's really, really interesting. And you gotta admit, it does make you wonder. It does kind of beg questions such as, how would Dio react to seeing his offspring? How would Jonio Giovanna react after seeing his son for the first time? Or technically, Jonathan Joestar's son, for those of you who know the real deal behind that, who's deeper into the series as I am. And there's a lot of there's a lot of other like mini games, I guess you could call them, as far as how you're able to interact in the game. Like, if you look right here, you can see how I'm interacting with the world, collecting items and everything. But there's also these little beehive type stands that you can collect that have these stickers that you can trade in for items and stuff with Rohan. And I like how it's a slightly open world, and you can even go back to certain places to try to collect items that you weren't able to get to before, or at least collect those stickers. Of course, you can customize characters. You can upgrade them, have them learn new special moves, or at least learn those signature moves that they're known for. And again, if you upgrade the relationship between one character and another, the intro will change. They'll show how much of a how they'll show the reactions towards each other, especially when it comes to the dual heat combos. So that's another nice little perk. I'm still trying to wait towards the end to tell you the biggest issue that I have with this game. So I'm trying to avoid losing train of thought. Trying to make sure that I haven't forgotten anything. No, I think that we're good. So I'm gonna go on ahead and mention that which has pissed me off about this game. Everything else is good. I've enjoyed the gameplay. I've enjoyed the dialogue. But the multiplayer. The problem that I have with the multiplayer is that it is not really there. This is the biggest issue that I've had. Ever since I first found out that this game was even in development, the biggest thing that I was hoping for was multiplayer co-op. Being able to fight side by side with my younger brother, fighting off other opponents in these 2-on-2 battles. I assumed that it would be split screen, Or maybe they could do something similar to what they did in Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I can't really remember whether or not they had split screen in that, but the multiplayer was there. It is not here. It wasn't in the demo either. And it doesn't make any sense as to why it wasn't there in the first place. I mean, if you go to the PlayStation Network store, you download this game, it clearly says plain as day. 1 to 2 players. And then 2 to 4 players online. So, what the hell? What the hell, Bandai Namco? I mean, it makes no sense. That's practically false advertising. And anybody who's watching this, whether they be from the company or whether they be another fan of the genre, somebody who recently played the game, hopefully you've seen this. Hopefully you have the same questions as I do. Why? Just why in the world do they not have this on here? Will it be in another update? Will they patch this up like in a later update? Do they have no intention of doing it at all? I'm also wondering if this is one of the reasons why, and I would say that this is kind of like a couple of rumors that I read on the internet, why this game supposedly had tanked so hard in Japan. Because it came out, I would say, like what, last year in Japan? I think like December. But anyway, I've seen split screen demos of this online, so it really doesn't make any sense. I mean, sure, they have the multiplayer online, but according to a source, they tell me that that it only applies to one player going up against another player, and the partners are still controlled via AI. And then the same goes for, but there might still be a possibility of fighting together side by side, at least online. I don't know, but that still doesn't excuse the fact that the whole multiplayer thing is just shot. I mean, there's really no excuse for it. Well, it says that we're supposed to have both online and local co-op in this game, so why it's not there, I don't know. It really makes no sense, and it's to me, it's a huge disappointment. And whether they had split screen or not is not the issue. The fact that the multiplayer that was supposed to be in the game is not where it's supposed to be. And there's been proof that during development this was supposed to have happened. So how come they haven't said anything about it? It makes no sense. Other than that issue, the rest of the game is great. I've had fun with it. I've enjoyed the story so far, and I can't wait to see what else I can possibly unlock or what else is going to happen. I have a good idea of what's going to happen next, but I wouldn't be surprised if something else comes and throws me for a loop. I'm still going to play it. I've enjoyed it, but I'm still hoping that some change will be made, or I at least get an answer to my question about the multiplayer issue. Because this would have been a great game to play with my brother or with anyone else for that matter. Especially because there are certain stages where you can actually just go and fight off hordes of zombies that will come up and try to eat you. So I just can't help but be disappointed in the fact that the multiplayer option is not the way that it was supposed to have been, and that there's no explanation behind it. And the funny thing about it is that there are other games, even if they did suck, that have still executed this much better. As much as I hate to admit it, Street Fighter Cross Tekken is another example. But anyway, I think I'm starting to run out of time trying to talk about this stuff, so I'll have a couple more videos posted up at some point, and I hope that you all enjoyed this one. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay that I put out there so far. Please like and subscribe, and just as soon as I finally come up with a catchphrase to say at the end of these videos, just keep on keeping on. Also, enjoy your holiday. Ooh. What? Oh, hey. That's why I'm only facing her once. Oh, dang it. Oh, that works. Come on with it. What you laughing at? I haven't been doing that much of a challenge, but still, having basically cannonball in the fight is still pretty fun.